Welcome back to Shropshire Business Live TV. We are live here in the theatre at Prestfelde School in Shrewsbury, and it's thanks in part to the gentleman who's sitting next to us now, the head Nick Robinson, who is relatively, can we still call you new? Are you new here?
Yes, September I started, so it doesn't feel quite new. I've settled well into the post, and but relatively new in appointment terms, yeah.
Well, thank you for hosting us today.
Absolutely.
Tell us a bit about you and your background then.
Yeah, so I was previously head at a school in North Devon. I was there for about 5 years and worked in the independent sector for about 20 years now. Before that, I was involved in professional sports. I was a swimming coach.
It was interesting. I mean, you've coached Olympians and all sorts of things.
Yeah, it was a while back now, but through the 96 Olympics and 2000 Olympic Games, which was a fantastic experience. Learned a huge amount, and listening to the panel just now, transferable skills in terms of what I do now has been hugely beneficial.
So what attracted you about coming to Prestfelde then?
It's a fantastic school. It has a great reputation in terms of the quality of provision that it provides for its pupils. So the role really attracted me. It's come out of COVID in a really strong place, whether that's academically, pupil numbers and financially, and so it's a really exciting time to be joining the school. And then as I researched it, I didn't know Shropshire, I didn't know Shrewsbury at all, and it's a fantastic place to live and work, so that as a package was very compelling.
We've just seen on screen now some images of the school. Now, Kerry kindly showed us round yesterday, and you drive past this school. I've driven past so many times, Carl, down London Road, and you just don't realise how big the site is and actually what facilities you've got here.
It is incredible, and I was exactly the same as you when I came to interview. You park at the front and you go into the main offices, and it wasn't till as candidates we were let loose around the grounds, and it is fantastic. We've got 30 acres here, and some incredible facilities, an indoor swimming pool, the theatre that we're in now, workshops for DT, art rooms, sports hall, and pitch space that we can provide a whole range of different sports for all their pupils. So we're very lucky, and it's a beautiful environment to work, which I think is great for the pupils and staff.
And Graham was talking there about, well, all the panel were talking, in fact, about building closer links between business and education going forward. I guess there's a lot of facilities here that local businesses could be maybe making more collaborative use of with you.
Absolutely. And through term time and the holidays, our facilities are available for lettings, and lots of people do take advantage of that, whether that's conferencing, whether it's using our swimming pool, classroom space, holiday camps. It's a great venue if you want to be in the heart of the town, but also have some space as well. So yeah, we'd certainly welcome that.
How important is it, do you think, for your students to start learning about business from an early age?
I think it's really important, but again, going back to the previous panel, I think it's more about what was called the soft skills. I think we're a school, and education's at our heart, and we do those aspects incredibly well. Our English and maths results are phenomenal here. But that's a given. That should be a given in any school. I think what we do and what independent schools do particularly well is work on those other skill sets. And we know now in the workplace that things like critical thinking, the relationships, communication skills, empathy, are as important, if not more important, than the actual bits of paper that you've got. And for us, it starts at the earliest children that we have here at 3 years old. We reward those, we teach those things, we recognise things. It's part of what we do.
So that means learning in and out of the classroom, presumably then, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the very best kind of learning happens all the time, and in many cases, even without you realising that you are learning. And I think great schools do that. If you look at young children, our youngest children in nursery age, they are learning without even realising they're doing it. They love it, they're engaged with it, it's very practical. And I think the best schools keep that going for longer. Sadly, our education system, if you're not careful, can drive that love of learning out of children, and then you're very much on the back foot. So I think we instill that for far longer because we have a far broader curriculum and the ability to do that.
And choosing a school, it's quite an important decision. It's one of the big important decisions, choosing a school for your child, especially at a young age. What's the ethos of a prep school then?
Yeah, so I think it's one of the most important decisions you're going to make, and I think certainly if you're looking at independent education, it's an investment, so it's got to be right. I think you need to go and look at schools and get a feel. So that would be our first advice: is to go and look around schools, meet with the staff, meet with the children, watch them in that environment. I think parents are very good at having a gut feel of what's right and what's right for their children. And I think for me, it's about every child here feeling valued, being nurtured, finding their skills, finding their passions, and as I said earlier, really enjoying learning. We can't underestimate that.
But this also puts Shropshire on the national map, isn't it? Because I mean, obviously you've got Shropshire families here, but you draw your catchment area is much broader, isn't it, than just the council?
Yeah, we are, and I think good schools and again good independent schools are drawing people, particularly out of more populated areas, and COVID I think has accelerated that. So particularly from the southeast, London, and perhaps more populated areas of the Midlands, we're finding interest nationally that people are wanting to come to Shropshire, mainly for lifestyle or work reasons, but also because they know that there are some really good schools here, and Prestfelde's one, and their children can have a fantastic education, and I think that's all testament to the area, and it's a great place to bring up children. It really is.
So what's on your bucket list then going forward in your first year or a couple of years?
I think I'm lucky in that it's a great school, and that all the foundations are there. So it's not a job that needs demonstrable change straight away. And again, linking to my background in sport, it's often easy to come in to a new school or a new business and change things for change's sake. And what I learnt through sport is you look to make improvements first and identify where things can be better, and everywhere can be better, and then you look at how you're going to change them rather than the other way around. So we're having a little bit of a look at our curriculum, particularly at the older end, so years 12 and 13, and again to ensure that we're really making it future-proof in terms of that skills-based side of things. We've got some exciting plans with regard to further facilities. We're a business, and I think we're also very keen to be at the quality end of education, and therefore that does involve continuous investment, and therefore facilities investment is there as well.
Have you spotted any Olympic swimming potential here yet?
There's some very talented children in the pool, and they're lucky, they have access to the pool here from 7:30 in the morning. Some of them are in training in the mornings. They'll have breakfast on site, go into their lessons and hit the ground running with a good wake up, which is great.
Brilliant.
Excellent. Well, thank you for hosting us today. It's been a real pleasure, and we've had 4 seasons outside today.
Yeah.
Wait to see what's coming out the door.
Yeah.
So
thank you very much for
swimming
joining us.
across the car park. But thank you, Nick, for joining us.
No
We'll be
problem.
back with some more on Shropshire Business Live TV after this short break.